Billy Mitchell's life has been thrown into complete chaos this year because of the wildly unstable Bea Pollard, whose increasingly disturbing behavior began after she became fixated on his wife, Honey Mitchell. Honey first crossed paths with Bea while attending a school reunion alongside Linda Carter, who was there to support her. The pair quickly bonded, although Honey had little idea just how dangerous that new friendship would become. Before long, Walford's very own obsessive admirer had secretly paid a group of teenagers to trash the Minute Mart, allowing her to step in as the supposed hero and put an end to the destruction. Her performance earned her a trial position at the shop, and more importantly, gave her an opportunity to get closer to Honey. Thankfully, Billy immediately recognized Bea as a walking warning sign and attempted to make Honey aware of the danger surrounding her new friend. However, Bea proved to be an expert manipulator and successfully persuaded Honey to allow her to move into the family home with no clear end date. It turned out to be a disastrous decision. Once Bea had comfortably established herself in the house, she began exerting even greater control over Honey through an elaborate case of identity theft. She took out credit cards using Honey's details and accumulated a huge mountain of debt in her friend's name. Whenever Billy attempted to intervene and help Honey recognize Bea's true intentions, the schemer retaliated with even more sinister behavior. At one point, Bea tampered with Billy's ladder, only for her plan to backfire horribly when Honey was the person who fell from it and was subsequently taken to hospital. Bea then took her manipulation to another level by using artificial intelligence to produce a fake recording in Billy's voice. The fabricated audio was designed to make Honey believe that her husband had been unfaithful, with Bea hoping to destroy their marriage and isolate Honey from Billy. Eventually, though, Bea's carefully constructed lies began to collapse. Honey managed to locate Bea's former flatmate, who exposed the shocking truth about her past. She revealed that Bea had previously ruined her life, destroyed her home in a fire, and even caused the death of her beloved dog. But Bea was far from finished with Honey and Billy. The obsessive villain came up with an even more horrifying scheme by faking her own death and deliberately framing Billy for murder. Desperate to prove that Billy was innocent, Honey decided to turn Bea's own tactics against her. She set up an online memorial livestream in Bea's honor, hoping the event would tempt the supposedly dead woman out of hiding. The plan succeeded, and Honey managed to persuade Bea that she genuinely wanted to repair their friendship. Bea fell for the act and agreed to reconnect with Honey. However, everything changed when Honey suggested that Bea should help clear Billy's name and remove any suspicion surrounding him. Bea immediately turned violent and attacked Honey, knocking her unconscious and triggering a terrifying kidnapping ordeal. Fortunately, Honey found a way to alert Suki Panesar Unwin and Linda Carter, who quickly rushed to help her. But Honey's nightmare was not quite over. Shortly after she was freed, Bea carried out another kidnapping and took Billy hostage in the middle of Walford. Following a dangerous confrontation, Honey finally managed to overpower her enemy and rescue Billy. Bea was eventually arrested and led away in handcuffs. After enduring such a traumatic ordeal, it is hardly surprising that Billy now wants some distance from Walford. During Monday's EastEnders episode on August 1st, Honey confirmed that her husband would soon be heading to Portugal. However, Bea's arrest has not magically erased the consequences of everything she did. Her actions have left Billy and Honey facing an enormous credit card debt that was accumulated using Honey's identity. Last week, Billy admitted to his cousin Phil Mitchell that he was struggling to figure out how the couple could possibly repay the money Bea had left behind. Phil then offered a potential solution. He revealed that Grant would reportedly pay Billy well if he helped renovate his new bar in Portugal. Billy immediately saw the opportunity as something he could not afford to reject, although he knew he would first need Honey's approval. Once Honey agreed to the idea, she made it clear that Billy deserved a proper farewell if he was genuinely preparing to leave Walford for a while. That development understandably sent EastEnders viewers into a frenzy. with many fans questioning whether Perry Fenwick could be preparing to leave the soap permanently. However, there appears to be no need for immediate concern. Billy's departure currently looks set to be temporary, although exactly how long he will remain in Portugal has not yet been revealed. Billy has been a familiar presence on EastEnders for nearly 3 decades, having first arrived in Walford back in 1998. Over the years, he has grown into one of the soap's most recognisable and relatable characters. His journey has included complicated family dynamics, memorable romances with Little Mo and Honey, and the emotional storyline surrounding Jay's adoption. So, have viewers really seen the final chapter of Billy Mitchell's Walford story? When exactly will Billy leave the square, and how long will he remain away? For now, fans will have to wait and see whether his latest trip marks a temporary escape or the beginning of something much bigger. Janine's huge EastEnders comeback storyline exposed, and it could change everything. Although Walford and Westeros are separated by both distance and fiction, a memorable remark from Lady Olenna Tyrell in Game of Thrones feels particularly appropriate when describing EastEnders' most notorious femme fatale, Janine Butcher. While tearing into Cersei Lannister, Olenna once reflected on whether someone could be the worst person she had ever encountered, admitting that truly despicable individuals tend to remain unforgettable over the years. Janine certainly fits that description. The character has earned her place among soap television's most infamous villains, becoming one of the most ruthless figures ever to walk the streets of Albert Square. Her troubled childhood, marked by abandonment and neglect, ultimately helped shape her into a calculating, vicious, and largely conscience-free woman. Janine's relentless desire for wealth, security, and revenge has repeatedly resulted in devastation for those unlucky enough to cross her path. And that is precisely what makes her such a fascinating character to watch. Fans may despise her actions, but they cannot deny how entertaining she is to hate. Now that her return to EastEnders later this year has been confirmed, viewers are already eager to see Janine back in Walford, delivering another cutting remark with that instantly recognisable raised eyebrow. The biggest mystery surrounding her comeback, however, is who she will actually be dealing with. Janine's family connections in the square have largely disappeared, while Billy Mitchell is seemingly one of the few people who can tolerate her presence. But there is one person whose return could make her comeback far more significant: Mick Carter. Despite her long history of deceiving, manipulating, and even killing the men who became entangled in her life, Janine's feelings for Mick appeared to be genuine. The disastrous love triangle involving Mick, his true love Linda Carter, and Janine reached its dramatic conclusion when Mick disappeared into the sea while attempting to rescue Linda. He was subsequently presumed dead, leaving one huge unanswered question hanging over the Carter family. Could Janine's return finally reveal the truth about what happened to Mick? Could Mick potentially make another appearance? And more intriguingly, could Janine herself hold the key to uncovering his ultimate fate? There is also another possibility. Could Janine's comeback be connected to Linda? If EastEnders history has taught viewers anything, it is that Janine is rarely willing to abandon a grudge. Once she decides someone is her enemy, she tends to pursue the conflict until it reaches an explosive and often bloody conclusion. EastEnders airs from Monday to Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on BBC One, with episodes available to stream from 6 a.m. on BBC iPlayer.